Welcome. I was thinking about what I should animate today, pondering and trying to think of a great idea. Well, the best great ideas are random, so I decided to use a random generator. The options are character, motion design, and an animation scene. So let's look at the results. No, not motion design. So why sad, you ask? Sad because I have never even attempted motion design, never, and Adobe Animate isn't completely known for its motion design capabilities. This will be interesting to say the least. So here are some words of wisdom. There is a first time for everything. You have to start just like when we first started walking. It wasn't the same way that we walk now, hopefully. With practice, most people will walk without any thought, but it's bumpy at first. There's a first time for everything. And so, first step, how do I and most people learn almost everything? You guessed it, YouTube it. After much research, also known as one video, I decided on glitchy grain water. Somehow I would like to connect these things. So the color theme I will be using will be based on the cake that I made. And so the project plan is that the audience will be cake eaters. So this will be a social media post for a bakery. It's a customizable cake slice where you can get a customizable slices of cake at an affordable price. Here are some of the symbols that I will use today. I made these in Adobe Illustrator. Now it's time to animate. If you are interested in Adobe Animate, there is a link in my description and bio where you can download Adobe Creative Cloud. Motion design is a type of graphic design that involves animation. It can be seen in films and videos, and it also includes visual effects. A lot of people use the Adobe After Effects program for this, but I wanted to try out Adobe Animate and see what I can do. Adobe Animate is known for being easy to use. The learning curve is a lot smaller than Adobe After Effects. Although you can do pretty cool things with that program, Adobe Animate is a great program that professionals often use for their animations. Even though the learning curve is smaller with Adobe Animate, the learning curve to learn animations is a lot bigger. Just to learn how to draw can be a challenge for many people. I have been combating this by practicing digital art with the app Procreate. The different angles that can be seen in nature. I've been definitely practicing that part of drawing. So with this project though, we will make a social media post for a cake company. Yes, I made this up and I was a bit hungry for cakes and sweets at the time. I started using the Adobe Illustrator program for the cake, adding things such as drop shadow to the cake, making it stand out more, and also adding drop shadow to the icing. The cake I will be using will be a strawberry shortcake with whipped cream and icing. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? I put little sprinkles on the actual cake part and added dimension to the whipped cream as well. It also has the iconic layering going on as we can often see with strawberry shortcakes. I didn't realize though that I left the middle layer blank, but I feel like the end result looks really cool. There are different layers in my Adobe Animate project as well. Each of the different effects that I made has its own layer, as well as the star of the show, the cake, and the text that spoke to my heart for some reason. I planned everything that I wanted to do in Procreate. Save paper, you guys, unless you don't want to, that's okay. The ease of erasing and then adding new pages to Procreate as if they were different scenes in my movie is always a fun process. This animation took me a long time to do, to be honest. I decided though to allow for more time to improve with my animations, to try to learn one step at a time instead of pushing out videos repeatedly without a challenge. Trying motion design was fun, and I want to try this again. My heart is with character design though. Do you guys agree? I feel like you would like character design and drawing as well if you're interested in Adobe Animate software, or if you're interested in animations in general. What do you like the most about animations and art? I personally like that even if someone says your art isn't good, can that be really true? Art is subjective, and some will love and some will dislike anyone's art, and that's okay. Don't let anyone say anything bad about your art. As long as it isn't criminal in nature, it's good art. At least that's how I feel. Do you guys have any experiences that changed you when it comes to art, or someone's art or animation that touched your heart? I saw an animation recently that was just amazing. Their visual effects that was added to the 2D animation was very moving and interesting. That's one reason why I'm happy that the wheel chose motion graphics. It's something that I want to learn. Even if I don't make it big with my animations, it's so enjoyable and is much better than wasting time and not learning or remembering what I just saw or did. To learn a new skill that I will never master, but to improve and look back and say, look where I have come. My effort has a tangible result right here on this YouTube channel. So I definitely encourage you guys to try something like a YouTube channel to help to document your results, even if all of your videos are private. So I'm supposed to go back to school soon, around a year from now. I go to school for web design, but I think I know what I will do. I will finish my degree with motion effects and visual design. So that is another reason why this prompt is so helpful. Back to the animation. I made these swirly little food words, so it says food, but it slowly becomes more clear throughout. I use pretty much the color of bread. The written out words I feel gives it a youthful, organic look to this post. Just things that are swirly usually give you that kind of kid feeling. I love youthful things and will probably always act younger than my age. I use a symbol to do the food words so that I can easily recopy the word food throughout with the same animation. Also added food later on in the timeline so that everything isn't moving at the same exact level throughout the animation. So what is a symbol, you may ask? It is almost like an animation inside of an animation, and you can add it to your main animation. It can be a graphic or picture. It can be a movie clip or even a button for Adobe Animate. It can really speed up your process and help make things more interesting, which is always a plus, of course. And then the timeline is where your animations live pretty much. If you think of the timeline of your life, you were born in this year and you started school 5 years later. The same with the timeline. Your character, for example, meets a new friend after 5 seconds. They play with their ball together at 15 seconds. So with animation, you are pretty much bringing life to something that you can see a short part of your character's life. Other people can watch your character's life as a movie. At the same time, animations, like in the case of motion graphics, can bring life to a character or give your brand something memorable for the customer. It's a win-win for everyone. You can get your thoughts on the digital page and others can enjoy them through animations. It's great. So I also attempted water for this motion graphics. The water could have turned out better, that is for sure. It's hard to balance doing too much in your designs or animations and doing too little. So the water just was looking like too much for no reason at the beginning. I tried to make droplets and water surges. Instead, I ended up with a stream that turns into a heart. At first, it was also an outline that I ended up filling up with red. That helped to keep it from looking like the food symbol that was added earlier. It definitely looked better in this animation being filled in. I tried to stick with the same colors throughout, so it is filled with a strawberry-like color like the strawberry shortcake. And then we have the grain. In the background, the grain is from a picture from Unsplash. I placed that in the back and changed the transparency of the picture. My favorite part, and I expected that it would be, is the glitch part, my handmade glitch. Something satisfying about creating your own glitch instead of using a filter. But I made it by taking the colors from the cake and making lines over the top of the cake in its own layer. I also turned the glitch into a symbol. In order to save time though, you can right click and copy the frames or seconds of the timelines and paste it back on the timeline to make it longer. And then I made a motion tween. A motion tween helps you to fill in the space between different events on your timeline. So I turned the fully visible glitch into being completely transparent, and then you can clearly see the cake appear, as well as the words. Have your cake and eat it too. And then the last frames are just the cake and the words there, almost erasing all of the noise so that the customer can focus on the delicious cake. Thank you so much for watching thus far. You're the best. Don't forget to subscribe to follow my animation learning journey. It's going to be great, you guys. See you next time.